What's up, you guys? Back for the next installment. It's your boy Shock. Today, back at you with another reveal from the Crimson Rampage booster set. Today, we're getting the one and only hero killer himself. Stain has been revealed. A lot of disagreement on the Facebook page. A lot of people really like this card. A lot of people are really underwhelmed was the word I heard from a lot of people. Let's jump in and see what is Stain about. What does he do? What is he good at? First of all, we got to start out with the 6-card hand size, 29 count life pool. Very respectable stats, just like Midoriya 2 days ago. He's a solid character from those respects. Now let's dive into where it matters, the effects. First of all, we got Enhance. Your weapon attack gets +1 speed. If it deals damage, your rival loses 1 health. I look at this as basically he gets +1 speed, +1 damage, and also the +1 damage can deal even more if you land on that half block where you would have dealt 1 less, but then because you get the damage after you deal it, now he does even more damage. So basically, look at it as if this says all your weapon attacks get +1 speed, +1 damage, only it's a little bit better than that. Now, we also have Response. Commit. After your rival makes a check to play a card, that check gets -3. -3. It's Summon Dark Shadow in reverse. Pretty strong if you ask me. Now, failing that check does not end the combat phase, only playable if your rival has taken damage this game. So you can do it after they've taken damage this game. You can keep doing it. Gotta get 1 attack off at some point, so they can't be a full life. I look at that as an amazing effect. You can also use it to stop your opponent's blocks. So this is an offensive and a defensive response. You can really have to think about all the ways you can use it. Now, we do not know. We just don't know how good this card really will be because we need to see the support. We need to see his weapon attacks. We're not using this with the current Momo engine. That's just not happening. So once we get the rest of the Stain support, we can really give a good opinion on this card. Right now, it seems to me like it has a lot of potential. Giving -3 to that critical card your opponent wants to play can really shut down an entire turn. Very interested to see where this card goes. Now, before we go on, let's talk about those resource icons. Now, he does have all Evil and Order, not the greatest 3 icons you want to see. Evil and Order obviously don't have any weapons attached to them so far, so he'll be relying heavily on what comes out in set 2. All is where you're gonna probably be living if you're a Stain player. You get access to Aizawa, Momo, Jiro, all their weapon attacks and all their playstyle seems to match what Stain is trying to do. Now, what other support he's going to get, we'll have to see, but it looks like you're going to be playing on the all symbol, which is a pretty respectable symbol. We'll have to see what happens. The bonus card for today was the Foundation Rooftop Vantage. 0 difficulty, 5 check. Nice numbers. You see the 2 low block. Love seeing low blocks. You know how I like to see my highs and low blocks. Put them up front. Now, the effect Enhance. Flip, look at the top card of your rival's deck. Now, that is a very interesting effect. I struggle not to say underwhelming, but honestly, it's a bit underwhelming. Now, you can use this very effectively if you think about different situations. Your opponent's coming in on you. You want to know if the next attack they're going to have to play, if they're reliably going to check it. You see the card, your opponent does not, at least in person. In webcam, you're probably going to have to show the card to your opponent as well. However, in person, this card can be very strong if you're a very cerebral player, if you're a meta player, if you're in the format like that, if you know how to play the game, this card could be pretty strong. However, nothing too crazy. Love the 0 diff. I think it's appropriate. I definitely can see this card making its way into the format. So far for what we know about Stain, if you're gonna ask me, is he meta or is he meh? I gotta tell you, it is right down the middle, but I am leaning one way more than the other, and it's definitely meta. He definitely seems like he could make a home wrecking kids days, just absolutely doing some things that no one else can do. And you're going to have to play differently when Stain is across the table from you, much like his counterpart on the actual show. Now we have an extra card for you today. Yesterday they came out with another promo from the upcoming tournament set. Let's get into Hagakure. Now, the Provisional Showdown will be giving out exclusive cards for those who attend. It is an online tournament, so if you enter, and I think if you play the first couple of rounds, they will mail you one of these 7 cards. One of those cards is Toru Hagakure. For those of you who don't watch the show, or do watch the show, she is the Invisible Girl, and her effects kind of go in line with that. We have the 6-card hand size, we have the 28 count life pool, kind of standard for meta characters in the format. And let's get into her effects. Response: once per turn, after an attack is played, it gets +2 or -2 speed and gains flash. So one time during the turn, you get a free Fulfilling My Duty with a speed boost or nerf. So that is an amazing offensive or defensive ability. You can go either way with it. You can play it on your opponent's turn, not commit, and be ready to play it on your turn as well. I love that. And then you also have Response: destroy 1 foundation. After your unblocked attack deals damage, your rival adds 1 ready foundation from their stage to their hand. So I'm not the biggest fan of destroying a foundation for your opponent to put a foundation back in their hand. I feel like you're losing a little bit more than your opponent in the situation that your unblocked attack deals damage, which, you know, whenever it will, you know, we'll see what happens. Now, I did get something pointed out to me, which I love shouting out when I learn something new from another player in the format. When you destroy that foundation, that's a card that you won't be, that you will be drawing next turn, because we have a standard hand size that you draw to every turn. When your opponent puts that foundation back in their hand, you're taking 1 card out of their hand. So you're effectively giving yourself more cards than your opponent by doing this. I have to say, after I thought about it, I 100% agree. You're actually creating resources for yourself and destroying resources for your opponent that they never even draw. This is it's a pretty mind-melting thing, but once you wrap your head around it, it is a great effect. So I am a fan of her second response. The first response is just straight fire, you have to admit. Now she is on the air, chaos, and water symbols. Everybody knows water is trash. If you think it's not, come at me, you're wrong. Chaos, very interesting. I'd like to see the rest of her support so we know how she kind of goes in with the rest of those cards. Of course, she's going to be in there with her girls, with Ochako and Froppy and the rest of them. So it makes sense that she's on Chaos. Air, I'm not really sure how she jives with Bakugo and the rest of the gang, but I could definitely see the flash aspect coming out and doing some things that are really interesting. Love Hagakure. She is absolutely meta, and I can't wait to see her. She's going to be taking down some tournaments real quick. I think she goes right to the top of the format. Not better than a Kirishima, but definitely 1 tier below. Thanks you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. As always, you know I really do appreciate it. Make sure you get down there in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought. Smash that like button, get subscribed, ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next one.